Jason from Game-Rave.com, and this is Game-Rave TV. 1999 was an incredible year for the PlayStation thanks to some amazing game releases, while the hardware also proved it could still hang with the newly released Dreamcast while fending off the Nintendo 64 and regretfully smothering the Sega Saturn. To give you an idea of the year's releases, among them are Einhander, Silent Hill, Siphon Filter, Ehrgeiz, Street Fighter Alpha 3, and more. Hiding among those top sellers were smaller releases and licensed video games. You know licensed video games, usually based on a cartoon, a movie, or toy line, where no one really cares about the development and it's shoveled off to market. Well, developer Traveler's Tales was not having any of that nonsense, and in November of 1999 they released one of the best licensed games to market, Toy Story 2: Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue. Based around the events of the second movie, you take on the role of Buzz Lightyear, obviously, and must traverse Andy's room, neighborhood, and city to snag Woody back from the clutches of the evil toy collector Al. The game's levels are a sight to behold on the PlayStation, as they not only have an excellent graphical appeal, but they're fairly large for all the events happening in each one. Like Super Mario 64, each level has a set of quests, where pizza tokens replace Mario stars. Broken down into 5 separate missions per level, theirs usually consist of collecting 50 coins, finding a piece of Mr. Potato Head, finding 5 missing items, and a random event, and then some sort of boss fight. Various characters from the Toy Story roster make cameo appearances for collecting quests, while most game-specific invented characters round out your enemy list. Buzz's moveset is fairly simple, but there's no real need for more. A platform at heart, Buzz has access to his 2 laser beams, a spin move where you get to use his wings offensively in 2 different strengths, and then his jumping ability. As you're collecting Mr. Potato Head pieces, you'll also be granted access to supplemental power-ups, like finding invincibility shields, a grappling hook for specific points, speed boots, and 2 others. Some of the quests are dependent on these extras, so if you want to complete the game 100%, you'll need to go part hunting. As previously mentioned, the game is a graphical tour de force on the hardware. Huge connected room areas make up each section of the game, often with little touches that make the level that much better. For example, in Al's penthouse, you can flood the bathroom with each of the water spouts to raise sponges into a floating platform so you gain access to higher shelves. Other levels, like Al's Toy Barn, are stacked to the walls with different toy box textures, an arcade area with actually animated machines, a giant mobile to climb on, and so forth. Every few stages you'll have the chance to take on different boss characters, ranging from a flying airplane, a parody of War of the Worlds aliens, Zurg himself, and others. These are by far probably the easiest parts of the game, with good reason. Some of the game's levels can be downright unfair in their difficulty spikes. The biggest culprit in the spike are several areas where you must perform a long string of platform jumps, only to either be knocked off by an invincible cannon or fall off because you missed the jump. You then have to completely repeat the entire process no matter how many times that cannonball hits you or you fall off. Some areas have hidden re-entry points that make the climb back up easier, but there's still just enough aggravating repetition in some spots to leave you annoyed. From there, the game only suffers 2 other shortcomings that prevent it from being a high 9 out of 10. First, while wonderfully orchestrated, the music tracks are criminally short and repeat far quicker than they should. While not as bad as the 10-second loops in The Crow, you will find yourself wincing once or twice as the infinite loop keeps going. The other is the camera angle. While no means bad, it has this weird delay to it and will not always properly stay behind you. In some of the more precarious jumping areas, you would have to first jump, then wait for the camera to come back around so you didn't actually second jump into oblivion. Those problems put into perspective with the rest of the game, however, quietly fade into the background. It's very rare for a licensed game to come out on top, and Toy Story 2 has enough of the good stuff to make it one of the best pickups for the system. So, about that censorship problem. Late in the game, specifically Al's penthouse, you come across this Western-themed bedroom with a giant train-shaped bed. Running around the floors are evil toy banditos. Literally. The stereotype Mexican enemy character, complete with bandolier and shotgun, is found in the levels from here on out. This representation did not sit well with some folk, and a group of them peacefully protested outside Activision's office building to demand it be changed. Since PlayStation 1 games can't be patched, Activision waited till the release of the greatest hits and then collector's editions to edit the character. After the swap, the bandito became a blonde-haired white cowboy. Now, if you just rolled your eyes, I don't blame you, but there's a deeper observation to be made here, and I believe Activision made the right call with the wrong answer. Up until this point in the game, every single enemy has been a generic robot of some kind, without fail. The only other human-looking bad guy toy is a white gunman hiding in the desk diorama. If you weren't trying to 100% the game, you'd never know he was there. The Mexican toy characters, however, keep showing up in droves from that level on. Our lone gunman aside, that means that the only bad species of human toy you're gunning down are Mexicans. If we take into consideration the snakes spread throughout the level, as well as the room full of Woody collectibles, it's clear that Traveler's Tale was simply trying to create the enemy toys from Woody's fictional toy line. However, when it's the only major human villain in the game, and they're all being killed off by, Whitey McWhite Buzz Lightyear, it seems like Activision could have taken a slightly different approach to it. For the collectors, the original print run isn't worth anything more because of the uncensored content. It's the greatest hits edition you have to look out for. As of this video's original air date, there's only about 10 known confirmed copies in the wild, and I have 2 of them. Alright guys, that does it for this week. I will see you next week on Pause Mode, and as always, have a great weekend. Play, laugh, love. We'll see you then.